Hi everybody, Cheaply Chic. Welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Today I'm sharing a process video with you guys, creating some more altered playing cards. I hope you're not getting tired of them. I'm so addicted to them that I can't stop making them. So since I was creating them, I figured I would turn on the camera and share them with you guys. Hopefully there's somebody out there who still might enjoy watching me create these. But yes, today I am creating in the Serenity collection. This is a monthly collection that I come out with on my YouTube channel and in my Etsy shop. They are sold out. They sold out right away. High demand for these. Totally shocked me. May, there will not be a collection for May. I've shared this with you guys quite a few times because of the quarantine. I'm unable to really get out and shop the way I really need to shop for a collection. So the plan is June. Hopefully that happens and I'm not still locked up in my house, and that's all the news I have on that. But yes, this is the Serenity collection, and these trivia cards came in a pack from my friend Yalady. It was just some extra goodies that she shared. Sometimes she's super awesome like that. Again, Yalady, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate you and your friendship so much. And I know that everyone is enjoying these. People have messaged me and told me how much fun they're having with their extra goodies, so thank you. So the first thing I'm doing is adding some gesso. I did not glue my punched die cuts down. I find that the gesso, it sticks really well to the gesso, and then I can just paint over them again. I need this gesso as a primer, as most of you already know, because it helps water and paints move around on this porous paper and not soak into the material. So it's really helpful, and I find that I can skip the gluing process. I do have some detailed videos on my channel where I do this in real time. I've gotten lots of comments on these types of videos from those of you that prefer real-time videos. This was actually 2 hours of footage, so there just wasn't any way I could share all of this. I was having a lot of fun that day. But if you missed that previous one, I do have 2 videos sharing it in real time, so I will link those in the description box down below. Alright, so what I'm doing here now is taking some acrylic paint, and it's just cheap acrylic paint from Walmart. I'm watering it down, swishing it around, making sure I have it really nice, wet and runny, and then I'm squishing it onto my playing card. Because the gesso is on there, it runs really nice and I love it. So I'm just playing around to get the colors right. I do pink a couple times, I think, hit it with the dryer. There's a lot of dry time in this. It takes a long time, even with the dryer, to sit and dry it, but it's worth it to me. I love it. I love watching it dry and the colors shift and move around and everything. So you can see, because I didn't want to waste all that paint, I had a lot of leftover paint, I just smushed it onto a piece of coffee dyed paper. That way it's something that I can use in some other project in the future. So here I'm adding a deeper color pink. Something that I like to do is start with my lighter color and kind of build up with the deeper colors. I still usually have to go back in and add a lighter color to tone it all down, but I just feel that that helps me not get too dark in the first place. I don't know, it's just the way I like to work. I don't know if there's rules to this kind of thing. I'm not a trained artist in any way. It's just what I've found has worked for me, and it's what I prefer to do. So I kind of like adding my colors on the corners, the upper corner, the lower corner, and usually they're diagonal from one another, and then I can get a little bit of color on each side and have some balance to my card, if that makes any sense. And now I'm going in with green, and I decided that this green didn't quite match the collection or what I wanted it to be, so I was trying to tone it down and add some white, but the color and the shade of the green, it wasn't gonna, I don't know, go the direction I wanted. So again, I'm experimenting here and trying to get the right shade. Eventually I come up with something that I do like. It's a little more yellow than I preferred, but oh well, I'm playing around and that's what's fun, right? Play around, don't be scared to try things. What's the worst that can happen? Oh yes, I added some blue because I thought maybe that would bring it back a little bit. One of the things that I love about paint smooshing like this is how forgiving it is. You can see here in a second, I'm going to use the paintbrush to try to bring the paint back up a little bit because I wanted it a little heavier at the top. But then I ended up getting too much paint, so I was able to take it back off with my paper towel because it was still wet. I love that. It makes it simple, yet it makes you feel like you're doing something awesome at the same time, which it really is. It's a gorgeous background. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. I decided I want to add another layer of dimension. I really like doing things like this because the more layers that you add of different textures and inks and things just gives the eye more to study and look at if you look really deep into the project, which is awesome. So I'm using Archival Ink here because it's waterproof, and I'm going to be going over this tag with some other sealers and things. So you definitely want to use a waterproof ink. I've learned that the hard way. But yeah, this color is a Tim Holtz color, and I think it's pink raspberry. Nope, scratch that. It's picked raspberry. Yes. The stencil is also Tim Holtz. So now that I have that done, I'm going to go over these cards with Mod Podge. This is what I have on hand, and I really need to use up the rest of this giant jug. But if you didn't have any Mod Podge, you could use watered down glue. I think it's like one part glue, 2 parts water, I think. And then that gives you a really nice sealant too. I know that a lot of people in humid climates have a problem with Mod Podge. I haven't really struggled with it here. Actually, until last year when I moved my craft room upstairs, I found out what that was like a little bit. But yeah, so I'm using up my Mod Podge, sealing all that in. Now this napkin came in the collection. It's gorgeous. I love this napkin. But I'm going to decoupage a piece of it onto the card. So for those of you who don't know, you have to remove all the different layers of the napkin and get down to just the printed piece. I'm using just a water brush here. You could use any brush with water on it to clean up the edges. I really like the fact that this napkin has a white background, so there's not any other interfering pieces. And then I'm just taking off, you know, the excess napkin so I can have just that flower and those leaves that I want. So this is a product that I've recently fallen deeply in love with. This is Distress Collage Medium by Tim Holtz. I've never tried it before. I've always just used Mod Podge, but once I tried it, I could never go back. I can never go back. I love decoupaging with this. I love the thickness of it. I love the way it feels. I know that's weird, but it does have a great texture when you're using it. It also has an incredible finish on your napkin and over your project. I love that. It doesn't really wrinkle the napkin too much, which I love that too. But yeah, it just makes it so vibrant and beautiful, and it also dries quickly, so I enjoy that too. I mentioned how great layers are on tags like this. That butterfly is one layer, the ink or the gesso is one layer, the butterfly is another, the paint is another, the stamping is another. I love decoupaging the napkin over those die cuts. It just adds so much dimension, and I love it. It's like you could spend time studying it, you know? Anyway, it's just one of the things that I'm addicted to with these napkins. I mean, these playing cards, yeah. Anyway, moving on to the next card, I decided to use this big rose out of that napkin. So yes, now I'm just looking them all over. I'm super happy with them. I think they're beautiful. These are some words that I typed up on my computer quite some time ago. I wanted specific phrases and quotes, so obviously using your word program on your computer and different fonts is a great way to come up with that. And yeah, I forgot about those for a while, and I dug them out of a drawer, and I've been having a lot of fun with them lately. So now I'm using Archival Ink again because it's waterproof, and I think that color is peeled paint. I'm going to use some art glitter glue to glue these down because I love that tiny little tip on there. I also haven't had any issue going over those kind of items. The paper, you know, with the glue, when I'm using my sealers and stuff, I haven't had any issues with that glue. So I just keep using it. And now I want to seal those in, so I'm using that Collage medium again by Tim Holtz. I do love the finish, like I keep saying. And now this is some acrylic gloss that I picked up on Amazon. I'll link it down below for anyone who might be interested. It's not a necessary step, but I have found that I really like the effect that it has on the card. It tends to make the paint really pop, and I don't know, I'm addicted to it. It's not necessary, it's not, you know, anything that you have to do, but I am enjoying the way that it makes all of the colors come to life. Alright, and now I'm going to do my last two tags. I really wanted to try these tags with watercolor. I knew it was going to go through a different process because of the fact that it's watercolors, where before I was using everything waterproof because of the Mod Podge and all of that. So really this was an experimentation, but bringing you guys along. Look how gorgeous that paint color is. Yes, I love that. So playing with the watercolors the same way I was playing with the acrylic paints. And now I'm just going to do the same thing, use my little cut apart words and phrases that I have. I'm also going to use that Archival Ink color in peeled paints and just attach them to my tags. Okay, so now I'm going to use Distress Glaze and go over the top of these cards. Because these are products that are not waterproof, the watercolors, I didn't use any Distress Oxide ink, but that's what this is created for, to be a sealer to go over Distress Oxide inks so it won't really mess with what you did in the background. So I was anxious to try it. I've never used it before. And I made a couple mistakes I want to share with you. So I'm putting it on kind of thick like I would some other sealer, and I didn't need to do that. I definitely learned as I was using it that this is some type of oil-based product. I shouldn't have gone over my phrases and my words with it because it soaked up. The paper soaked it up like an oil. So, and you can see me wiping it off here because you can see it all over my craft mat there. It's definitely oily. so I had to remove a lot of it. And it did take a little bit of time to dry, but it had a really great texture and finish in the end. It did not mess with my watercolor, which is what I was interested in seeing. So I'm really excited to try it out with my distress inks and see, you know, what I can come up with. Now, it was a little pricey and I was really surprised when I got it in the mail, and it's a super tiny container. So that's kind of a bummer, but I definitely feel that a little bit goes a long way. It was like smearing butter on my card, and I didn't know that's what it was going to be like. So yeah, it was an interesting product. I'm excited to play with it a little bit more. So now I'm just gluing down all my little altered cards to some avocado dyed paper scraps, I think. Yes. Well, that is pretty much it for this video. After I get done trimming up these cards, I'm going to run them through the sewing machine. I always like finishing them off that way. If you don't have a sewing machine, just make sure that you glue close to the edges. I don't glue close to the edges because I'm going to run it through the machine, but definitely don't need a machine to do it. Otherwise, you guys, thank you so much for taking the time to watch today. I hope that you are all doing well, staying safe, being smart. It's important for us all to be smart right now. But yes, I'm so thankful for all of you right now. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, please don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video. I've recorded quite a few, and I'm really excited to share all of them with you. So thanks again, guys, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.